Welcome to Math Time with Mrs. Sturzer. Today we're going to learn multi-digit division using the partial quotient method. Okay, today we're going to learn about how to do a partial quotients model with division. So I have a word problem here. It's a dance troupe costume designer sews 2,184 sequins onto 39 costumes for the parade. Each costume has the same number of sequins. How many sequins are on each costume? So I'm going to set up my problem. I know that what's being divided up is 2,184 sequins. And they are being divided among 39 costumes. And we're trying to figure out how many sequins per costume. Okay, so here we have, we're going to set up our problem. We're going to put our divisor right here. We're going to put our dividend right here. I'm going to put it inside here, inside this bracket, and I'm going to put 39 on the outside. And I'm going to use my estimation skills. 39 is close to 40. And if I do 40 times 5, I know that 40 times 5 is 200. And so 40 times 50 would be 2,000. So I'm going to try that. 39 times 5. And so 9 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 5 times 3 is 15 plus 4 is 195. And if I add a 0, that gets me 50. So I'm going to put my 50. So with partial quotients, you can either put them up here, above, or off to the side. Okay, so now we're going to subtract the 1,950. And let's see what we have remaining. I have 234 remaining. So I know that 39 times 5 was 195. What if I tried 39 times 6? What would that get me? Well, if I do 9 times 6, that's 54. Carry the 5. 6 times 3 is 18. Plus 5, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That gets me 234. So I can either write the 6 here or off to the side, whatever you prefer. And it's going to get me to 0. So now I'm going to add these up. So 50 plus 6 is 56, or over here, add these up, 56. So my answer is 56 sequins per costume. All right, let's do another one. All right, so we have, during the Lantern Festival, children light 4,368 candles. Each lantern requires 24 candles. All right, so we have, during the Lantern Festival, children light 4,368 candles. Each lantern requires 24 candles. How many lanterns can they light with all of the candles? So we have 4,368 candles divided among 24 candles per lantern. And we're trying to figure out how many lanterns we can make with that. So I'm going to set up my problem. Here is 4,368. And we're going to make our little box here. And we're going to put 24 here. So I'm going to estimate. And I know 24 is close to 20. And if I wrote 4,368 is close to 4,000. So if I did 20 times 2, that would get me 40. If I added a 0, that would be 400. If I added 2 zeros, that would be 4,000. So I'm going to try 24 times 2. And 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 2 is 4. And I'm going to add a 0 here and a 0 here. And that is too much. So we're going to try just 24 times 100. Because 24 times 1 would be 24. Add a 0, it'd be 240. Add another 0, it would be 2,400. So we're going to write that, and we're going to subtract it here. And I have 8 minus 0 is 8. 6 minus 0 is 6. Can't do 3 minus 4, so I'm going to go next door. 13 minus 4 is 9. 3 minus 2 is 1. So I know that 24 times 100 is 2,400, so that's too much. I'm going to try 8 and see what that gets me. 24 times 8 is 32. Carry the 3. 8 times 2 is 16, plus 3 is 17, 18, 19. And if I add a 0 here, that gets me 1,920. That's pretty close. So I'm going to put my 80 up here and subtract 1,920. 8 minus 0 is 8. 6 minus 2 is 4. I have 48 left over, and I could do that in my head. I know, actually, I already did this. 24 times 2 is 48. So I'm going to add that 2 right there, and I get 182. Now remember, I could also do it off to the side. So I could do my 100 here, my 80 here, and my 2. Actually, I forgot to subtract that, so let's do that. All right, so we have 182. So I'm going to put that in here. And I can make 182 lanterns. All right, let's do one more. Okay, we have at Oktoberfest in Germany, bakers make 7,236 pretzels. Each basket holds 18 pretzels. How many baskets do they need to hold all the pretzels? All right, I want you to pause the video and try this on your own. All right, well, let's set up the problem. So we have 7,236 pretzels divided among 18 pretzels per basket. And we're trying to solve how many baskets do we need. So we're going to make an X here. How many baskets do we need? That's what we're trying to figure out. So I'm going to set up my problem into my bracket and 18 on the side. And now I'm going to use my mad multiplication skills. So I know that 18 is close to 20. And if I multiply 20 times 3, that gets me 60. And if I add a 0, that's 600. If I add another 0, that's 6,000. And that gets me somewhere in the ballpark. So, but I think I can make another one. So let's try 18 times 4. So 8 times 4 is 32. Carry the 3. 4 times 1 is 4. Plus 3 is 72. If I add a 0, that's 720. If I add another 0, That's 7,200. By golly, I think I've got it. So I have 400 right here, and I am going to subtract. And guess what? I have 36 left. Now remember, you can always write it off to the side if that's better for you. So now I got to figure out how many times 18 goes into 36. So I'm going to do, I know 18 times 1 is 18. 18 times 2, let's see, 8 times 2 is 16. Carry the 1 is 36. So I'm going to add that to up there or off to the side, whatever way you prefer. I'm going to subtract 36. I get 0 remaining, and I have 402 baskets as my answer. All right, keep on learning.